Game Show Didi is an episode of Rugrats I vaguely remember. I really remember the prize she wins. I won't discuss what the prize is. I might do later with a spoiler warning, but the prize is so vivid in my memory. This is the first segment of the 24th episode of the second season of Rugrats, and Didi has the chance to take part in a game show. And a lot of this is set in the TV studio, and she kind of says to Tommy that she wished she could have her place in the sun, which makes sense within the context of the episode. And when they're at the TV studio, Tommy and the other babies decide to go and try and find this sun at the TV studio, and obviously they're wandering around, they're causing havoc, they're getting into all kinds of places that they shouldn't do. Phil and Lil are, of course, brilliant in this, and Tommy is absolutely adorable. Whether or not they find what they're looking for, I won't say, but I will say their role in this didn't go the way that I personally expected it to. And I actually thought something else was going on, and I'll discuss that with a spoiler warning in a moment. But I found that Didi was actually the real star of the show, and this is the first episode, I think, where Didi has been not necessarily the main character, she's been the main in a couple, but where I've actually found her to be the most interesting character. And I loved the back and forth with the game show. I thought it was tremendous fun, very well animated, greatly edited. Everything about that was really interesting. The babies weren't actually as interesting as Didi, and the journey they went on fell a little bit flat. Not that it was boring as such, but it wasn't their usual adventure where they got mixed up with interesting things and caused, funny chaos. It was just a little bit messy for them. But I didn't mind it too much, but actually it kept cutting back to Didi a lot. So in a way, the babies kind of took a back seat, and it kind of worked. And Phil and Lil were always absolutely brilliant to watch. I think it's a really, really good episode. It did make me laugh when Stu realised the babies had gone, and Betty simply said, "Oh no, not again." And I thought, well, if you know your children have a tendency to wander, maybe you should at least sit them in the middle of the grown-ups rather than having adult, 3 children. That's probably not a good idea. But they will never learn from their mistakes. It would be a pretty quick season if they did. So, the prize, I guess with a spoiler warning, I'll discuss what the prize is, and I'll also discuss something that I thought was going to happen and didn't. The prize that Didi won, so a spoiler from now, the prize she chose was a Dalmatian. And it's this golden Dalmatian, and just as soon as I saw it, it just came flooding back to me. The rest of the episode I remember in bits, but not in any great detail. But what I thought was going to happen is Didi had this competitor who is the champion, and obviously she goes up against this champion, and he seems to be getting everything right. And I thought the babies would uncover some evidence that he's cheating. That's genuinely where I thought the narrative was going, because he just seemed to get things, and the way it was edited, it seemed like he was getting answers before the question was even finished, which seemed a little bit suspicious. But actually, as the episode unfolded, Didi was doing the same. So it was just the way it was edited. But because it was edited like that, it seemed like he knew the answers before the question was fully asked, which made it seem like he was cheating. And I thought the babies were going to uncover this. Honestly, kind of feel like it would have been a more interesting episode, but that's not to say I didn't like it. It's a good episode, but it's definitely not high up there as a favourite, though I do love the Golden Dalmatian.